Yo, what's good? This is the Zoo Boys General, Brixkz the Boss, you feel me? And I'm here right now with DJ Everyday, Past Life Radio 90.9, WCDB, you know what I'm saying? Come check us out.
The next level, the next level, the next level. So what you trying to do and who you really want to be? Everybody wants a shot to be the top in this industry. So what you trying to do and who you really want to be? Everybody wants a shot to be the top in this industry. I follow me, never walk in another man's shoes. Fake we good when you know we ain't brothers. I set my goals, aim high. I'm shooting for the sky, and I'm never giving up or quitting till the day I die. Seen a lot of them come and a lot of them.
So with no further ado, Brixkz the Boss in the building, man. So Brixkz, bro, let's just talk right from the beginning, man. Like, you know, what was your early days for you? Where did it all start out for you, man? Where are you from?
From Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So growing up in Bed-Stuy, man. I mean, I know the area. It's a jungle. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
It's a jungle, man. Like, so where'd you go to school out there in Brooklyn?
I went to well, first I was at PS15 in Red Hook. You know what I'm saying? I transferred there from 262, which was actually around the corner from me. So I ended up going out to school to Red Hook. Then I went to junior high school 35, and then I went to Boys and Girls High School where I got kicked out.
Sheesh, they kicked you out of Boys and Girls?
Yeah, they kicked me out.
Oh man, you must not have been playing for the basketball team then. They wouldn't have kicked you out if you was on the hoop team.
Nah, they said because I was a gang member and somebody said I was extorting them, which was a lie. But you know what I'm saying?
At least that's what we're telling them.
The extortion part was a lie.
Yeah, so you mentioned you know, being a gang member. At what age did you really get into the whole gang situation?
I want to say I was like 16, 17 when I first you know what I'm saying, joined the Deceps.
Oh, you was a Decepticons.
Yeah.
Whoo! Ferocious. Yeah, that's ferocious, man. Yeah. So I mean, like, you know, so what would you say, like, caused you to go that route and go that direction with your life in turn? Because, I mean, obviously you're a teenager, you're 16 years old, you know what I mean? You're trying to find your way. But what was it that led to it? Because normally it's usually like just some type of disconnect, whether it be a broken home, father missing. Like, so what was the situation?
That was exactly it. You know what I'm saying? My father wasn't around, you know what I'm saying, to show me the things that I needed to learn. So, you know, I ended up learning all of that from the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I was rebelling. I was mad, like, you know what I'm saying, why he not around. And I knew I had other brothers and sisters through him. And so it's like, you know what I'm saying, why am I not good enough for you to be around, but you know, around them?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, that just... So
you start to feel like you less than a person. Like, why? What is it about me that you don't love me enough to be in my life?
Yep. So I was hurting, so I wanted other people to hurt.
Yeah, that's serious. So about what time did you eventually make your way up this way? Like what happened after that point in time? You got kicked out of school. Let's do the timeline. You got kicked out of school. You're 16 years old. Where you go from there?
Oh, actually, right after that, you know what I'm saying, I started hustling. You know what I'm saying, went down to Virginia with a couple of my guys that ended up getting arrested. It was in the juvenile detention center down there, facing some time. But they actually ended up releasing me, sending me back to New York on probation.
You got lucky.
Yeah.
Because VA don't be down south. They don't play that.
I was facing, like, I could possibly face up to like 10 years.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But being that I wasn't from there, they just was like, yo, send him back.
Right.
and the funny thing is, New York didn't even really care about the probation because it wasn't,
Right. He wasn't violating it out here.
Yeah.
Right. They like, yo, take that down to VA.
Yeah,
good.
So, like, I just stopped going. I thought I was on the run. Come to find out that they didn't even care. They just took me up. Like,
yeah, it was different. Like, you know, the game now compared to back then is a little bit different, man. You could slip through the cracks a little bit more. Like, nowadays, like, there's no slipping through cracks. Like, they know everything going on immediately in real time. So you made your way, you know, you escaped, God bless, you escaped that situation, you made it back up to the city. So then what eventually happened? Like, when does the music come into this? Now, are you doing music at this time?
At that time, I wasn't really, like, I was writing a little bit here and there, but I wasn't serious about it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't serious until I linked up with my dude LG at the time, you know what I'm saying? And me and him became like partners. We was introduced to another group, you know what I'm saying, and we ended up forming a group called Brooklyn House down in the city, you know what I'm saying, and that's when we started taking it serious, you know what I'm saying, and doing our thing.
So you're doing music now. You're a teenager. You're going into like the 20s. What's the 20s looking like now? Like when because I'm trying to see the transition from where you go from the streets to even coming upstate New York, because eventually you migrated upstate.
Yes.
So what was that process like?
Yeah, cause like, after a while I tried to chill out, but like when you try to chill out, like people always want to try to test you and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? But so what happened is, a situation happened. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't through my fault, but like it was people that was with me,
right.
And there was a situation that happened where I ended up getting cut, and a couple of people with me got hurt or whatever, and then it was like, you know what, like I can't let that rock, because I got cut in my face on my chin.
Ooh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So like one thing led to another after that, and I said, yo, you know what, I need to get out of here because I'm gonna end up going to jail. So I said, let me get up out of here because I'm trying to stay focused and stay, doing the right thing.
Right.
But
now, is this situation, because you had a brother also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so was this situation involving your brother or something, like, because it was some situation that happened with your brother?
Well, that's before that, you know what I'm saying? So actually, my brother ended up, he caught a body, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like at the time I wasn't a good role model for him. Like I was blaming myself, like that's my little brother.
Right.
So that's actually when I started changing my life, because I said, you know what? You know what I'm saying? Like I need to start being more of a positive role model. And that's when I ended up joining the military and doing all of that.
So you went the military route.
Yeah.
Was it not? Did they recruit you, or did you just say, you know what, this is something I want to do right now?
Nah, that was something I wanted to do because, I just had my daughter.
Right.
I was with my kid's mother. So the plan was I was going to join the military. We was going to get married and whatever, just start over.
Right.
But things didn't happen that way. You know what I'm saying? It was like personal things going on. So I switched from the regular Army to the National Guard.
Okay.
So I could stay with my family. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, that was a better call, I feel. National Guard is like a more secure situation.
So,
like
they
don't just send you off.
I ended up doing that. You know what I'm saying?
And what was that like being in the military, being an African American in the military? What was that experience like for you?
Like in the beginning, it's rough because like I'm from Brooklyn. I don't like nobody yelling in my face.
Right.
So you had to deal with people yelling in your face, talking crazy to you, and you can't do nothing or say nothing.
Right.
Or you gonna be strong because they gonna make you do push-ups, all kinds of shit.
Or you gonna be strong.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I got through it. I was proud of myself when I got through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's an accomplishment, bro. Like to get through that. Not everybody makes it through the boot camps, bro.
And I've always been like a big dude.
Right.
So like a lot of people doubted that I would make it.
Cardio.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, when I first got there, like it's a test that you got to do when you first get there to see where you at.
Right.
You got to run a mile in a certain amount of minutes. I failed that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? They sent you to like something called like a fat camp. Not everybody there is fat, but that's what they call it. And like they get you ready to to go start your real training.
Right.
So after like a week, you know what I'm saying, I passed my run. I was proud of myself.
Right.
Then after a while, you know what I'm saying, like by the time I got the AIT, which is where you go do the job, you learn to do the job that you go do for the military. Like I'm running, I'm telling people like, yo, come on, you got this. And I had to look at myself like, wow, like that's crazy because I used to be the one that was always in the back. Now I'm telling people.
Now you pushing people to the front. That's good. That's peace, man. So it seems like that actually was a good experience for you. Even to help you going into being an adult and being a man and learning and developing discipline.
That's
and really keep you out the streets at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know the streets is always calling too, though. You know what I mean? That's one thing about that. It's hard to leave that alone. And then with the military background, you could be even more of a savage. You know what I'm saying? Behind the military background. So yeah, so what was one of the greatest things you had to do while being involved in the military? Because I know it was a part of like a September 11th mobilization, right?
Matter of fact.
So let's talk about it.
Like when I just finished basic training, and I want to say like 2 weeks later, September 11th happened. You know what I'm saying? So I was watching the news, and I was like, wow. So I just put my uniform on. I was still with my kid's mother at the time. She's like, what you putting that on for? Nobody gonna call you. And I'm like, I'm telling you, they gonna call me, trust. And about like 2 hours later, I got
You put it right on. You knew. You was like,
come on, like I knew that was gonna happen.
Right.
And I got down there, whatever. They let us know what was going on.
Right.
And like watching it on TV and standing right there is like two different things. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah, I was down there then.
And the
smell. The soot that was in the air. I was one of the few people that was actually allowed to be down by Ground Zero because I had an independent delivery contact. Like I used to drive all over New York City and make deliveries to all these different types of entertainment things, like Shady Records, all these different people. So I was one of the few people that actually had a pass to be able to go down there. And bro, it's nothing like what people like. You can smell the death in the air, the thickness of the air, the soot and stuff. Like all the stuff just floating around like ashes, and you thinking like how many bodies is in these ashes? Yeah, it was crazy, bro. It was a crazy experience. So like, did they give you like special gear, like special things to wear for your? Because the breathing was bad.
Nope. At the time, I don't think they thought about it. You know what I'm saying? We was down there doing 12-hour shifts. You know what I'm saying? And like nobody. I mean, there was a couple of people that wore masks, but it wasn't like a thing like where everybody should have a mask on. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people ended up getting sick. Yeah, a lot of people caught like health and lung problems behind being down there. Yeah, I'm going through some thing right now where I'm submitting paperwork to see if I can get some money. Yeah, absolutely, because you was there. You don't know what long-term damage that might have did to you. So what was your responsibility, like literally while you was there? Like what did they have you doing specifically? Oh, it's Ground Zero. Well, we was doing like perimeter security. Like you couldn't get past a certain point. Like you had to get past us. Right. Like even the police, and this felt good because we got to tell them what to do. Because it was like they needed more than just their badge. They needed to show their ID. Right. So it was a couple of cops that tried to get past. Yeah, they didn't have that ID with the red thing on it. We was like, nah. And you know what I'm saying? And it felt good. Like, nah, you can't get through there. Goodbye. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So. How you feel? How you like that? How you like that now? Give it back to them. Right. Like, get up out of here. Yeah. Like. Nah, I feel it though. So let's bring it up upstate now. So now you upstate, you position here. What were you doing like once you made the transition? Because I know like obviously music was one thing, but were you working a job or anything at that time as well? Yeah, like when I first came up here, I was doing security. You know what I'm saying? Before I started working with the kids, I was doing that. Because when I first came up here, I didn't have a vehicle yet. So my job in the city like had jobs up here. It's like I transferred, but the job wasn't on a bus line. You know what I'm saying? So you needed a car, so there was no way for me to do that. So I ended up doing some little here and there security jobs, like you know what I'm saying. But then I ended up working St. Catherine's, working with the kids in the group home and stuff like that. Yeah, because you do a lot of work with children, like young adults, like coming up and everything like that. Yeah, that's important. You know what I mean? Definitely giving them a direction, especially with a lot of the history that you have with the streets. I'm sure that that makes it a lot easier for you to relate to these kids. Yeah, and they relate to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, like people don't realize like when you work in a field like that, the kids know if you being genuine or not. You know what I'm saying? Like they always think like the kids are slow, they stupid, but they know who's really there and like who's like, you know, because I can relate with them. They know I used to be you guys. Right. What was your inspiration like for hip hop? What were the early artists, like the early people that made you decide like, yo, I'm feeling this. This is something I want to do? I mean, I used to, like my family used to always listen to music, so I had a love for music. You know what I'm saying? Like I still listen to this day to like all the old stuff from like the 70s, the 80s. You know what I'm saying? But then, like, you know what I'm saying, you had like Big Daddy Kane and Kool G Rap and, you know, LL and all them doing their thing, and it's like, alright, like, yo, this is dope. And then you start trying it, and then I just started falling in love with it, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, so at first I was like playing little rhymes here and there, but then when I got with Brooklyn House, like it just got serious. You know what I'm saying? Just started writing more and getting in tune, man. So speaking of writing, what's your creative process like? Do you write all the time and just have lyrics and have thoughts, or do you get your music first and then write to your music? It depends. Like so, it depends on the mood. Like sometimes I could just be surfing through beats and a beat will talk to me, boom, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or I just like I'll listen to a certain beat just to start writing. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll forget that, and then I'll hear another beat and be like, oh, you know what? I could use that for that. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. You know what I'm saying? What would you describe your style? Like, you know, if you had to put anything close to it, or you know, or do you even feel like you're in a category with anybody else? Because I I don't think I have one set style. Like, I do a lot of shit. Like, I do, like, you know, the lovey-dovey stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then I got the conscious stuff. Then I got the hardcore stuff.
Watch your curses too, bro.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I got the hardcore stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, like...
Yeah, you do have a good balance of music, you know what I mean? Even though you've been getting very Barry White lately.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep something going for the ladies, man.
You pulled the Big Daddy Kane on me. You know what I mean? You know how Kane used to be mad hardcore, and then he started R&B all the way. The next thing you know, he was doing collabs with Barry White. Period. That's gonna be you down the line. You have a white suit on doing the Barry White remix. Hey. Nah, that's what's up, bro. I mean, you got the voice though that fits that too. Like, you know what I mean? So you got that. You know, that's what's up. No, I appreciate. You know, definitely your music is definitely very, very diverse. And but we're gonna talk about collaborations too. If you could collaborate with any artist, who would it be?
Right now.
And let's do it like this way: old school and new. Start old school first.
Well, old school I already did. I did with Craig G.
I know that, but I'm talking about dream collabs. Because I know you got the Craig G joint, but I'm saying if you had a dream collab, golden era, who would it be?
Probably Big Daddy Kane.
Kane?
Yeah, definitely Kane. From back then.
So you say that was one of the people that you looked up to in the game. What about KRS?
Yeah, definitely too.
Yeah. Because I can see that with you. I'm surprised you don't got that yet. I can see that.
I don't know. I might have to reach out and see if I can make that happen.
Right. I'm trying to. That's what I ain't gonna talk about. I don't want to say too much because I'm gonna let too much of the cats out the bag. But I got something going on behind it. That's why I asked you about that.
Oh, all right. That's what's good.
Yeah. So now let's talk about new school. Who in the new school?
I don't know. Probably if I could do something with somebody right now, I really can't even think of somebody like. You know what I'm saying? I would really want to.
You a true OG, bro. Because even, like, honestly, when I sit back and think about hip-hop today, I can't, like, when I think of, like, immediate collaborations, I can't get past Kendrick and J. Cole. Like, I kind of just go right immediately to those dudes just because I'm more into the conscious side of hip-hop. You know what I mean? I don't believe in, like being too reckless musically. And when I say reckless, like, you got dudes that are really speaking way above their lifestyles. You know what I mean? So I try, you know, if I say something hard, it's really because that's the type of time I'm on. You know what I mean? And it be times when I'm on that type of time, but I'm never gonna be a whole album of that. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like to a certain level, it's kind of like socially irresponsible. Let's just say. You know what I mean? And the older you get, the more mature you are about things, and the more you understand the cause and effect. So when you didn't have nobody immediately, I kind of feel like that might be part of the reason, because you're not aspiring to do what these younger artists out here are really doing and projecting, because they on a different type of time and they really don't care. You know what I mean? They really don't care at all. Like, they're not even, yo, old man, shut up, old man. Like, you know what I mean? They ain't really trying to, like, you know, the OGs, like, when it comes to, and so there's a level of disconnect sometimes I feel between the art form. So I was just curious, like, if anybody is there anybody you thought about, like, you know what I mean, from this era currently?
The only person I think I probably would want to do something with is probably like Little Baby.
Respectable. Yeah, that's a dope feature. I like the type of time Lil Baby's on too. Like, he's a good balance. Like, he's kind of like type of artist you'd want to work with, if you know what I mean, or even manage, because he has that versatility, and he also still conscious. He got a real dope. I forgot the name of that joint, but it's real dope that he had. We was talking about. It was right around the pandemic time when he dropped that record. You know what I mean? That was real dope. So that segue into this conversation now. So how do you feel about the rap game today versus the past?
I mean, hip hop is going to evolve whether we like it or not. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm not mad at the new generation for what they, what they doing now, because that's for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's always going to still be a lane for, like, that 90s feel, that boom bap. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I think that's what my style is, like that 90s flavor.
That's what I was going for. That's what I was going for, like that new school boom bap.
Yeah.
Like, you know, old school, new school. Like, yeah. Nah, that's what's up. That's kind of like the lane that I kind of feel that I'm into, like true school. Call it true school.
Yeah.
True school.
You know, plus, you know, we got, like, but, you know, I'm open to do whatever, man. Like, because my big bro, Buddha Monk, man, he said, like.
Shout out to Buddha Monk.
Yeah, shout out to
Wu-Tang.
Brooklyn Zoos, you heard? Zoo. But he tells us all the time, like, you know what I'm saying, like, when we send him music, he wanna have to have to think about who is who, because he don't want us to sound the same all the time.
Right.
So he wants us to always try to like switch it up and sound a little different. Don't always sound the same.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's true, because that's how styles get kind of played out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like even with Nas, like Nas is one of the greatest artists of all time. But you know what Nas record when you hear it, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And his cadence, he kind of keeps the same cadence more or less.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like even when I create, I like to be like all different types of styles lyrically. And I also like to find tracks that are very diverse, because it'll bring that out in you. You know what I mean? Like I don't want the music to like kind of like pigeonhole me or put me in a box like, oh, he only make this type of record or that. You want that diversity. You want tracks jumping all over. You want to go fast. You want to go slow. You want to go,
exactly.
You know what I mean? You want to do high pitch, low pitch, mid range, things like that. You know what I mean? Because then, like you said, it brings a little bit more diversity to it, and people can't be like, oh, you just sound like this or you sound like that.
Exactly. Because the team I got now, they all get it. You know what I'm saying? So, like that's why we moving so good and you know as a unit. Because everybody is on the same page right now, you know.
I'm gonna talk about the team thing next, but I want to just finish off with the climate of artists being killed and all the deaths that we had in hip hop. Does it affect the type of song you create personally?
No, it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do, but it's messed up that that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like these dudes like feel the need to like always show how much money they got. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you doing is set yourself up, because now, you know what I'm saying, all the hungry dudes out there, they like, oh, he got that much on him?
Right.
So now they, you know what I'm saying, so they hungry, they thirsty, they gonna come try to get that. You don't need to show everybody what you got, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I don't know, bro, it's just sad, like we losing, and these dudes is young, man.
Yeah. Like Pop Smoke wasn't even legally old enough to drink. A lot of people don't realize that. Pop Smoke was 20 years old.
He
wasn't even considered a man technically. At 21, like
crazy. He was on his way.
Yeah, that's sad. I feel like that's one of the bigger losses that we took. Like out of these dudes who was just really there, like he was ready to put NY like all the way on his back, like and to the top.
That's
you know what I mean? That was
watch who around you, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that right there made me kind of take like second guess the game, just in terms of even managing artists, because there's a lot of artists that want to work with me. And you know, the drill rap is a big thing, but it's like there's a karma that comes with that.
Exactly.
So even if I'm managing you, it don't have to be nothing I'm doing. I'm just with you, or I'm a reflection. So now it's like if you got beef, I got beef, or if I'm somewhere and you know, and then I gotta be more.
Know who's coming at you? No. They know who you are, right. But you don't know them. So it's like it's easy to.
That's the problem. Over, that's the problem, because it could just be a straight hit of somebody coming for you, man. So, but let's get into the group thing, because you've had like several groups, like even since you've been in the 518, you had Team BDS, right? And that was like what, Glenn Kelly? Who was it? I don't know if you want to shout nobody's names out.
Nah, that was like Glenn Kelly, my boy Sav.
Sav's dope.
You know what I'm saying? Tony.
Yeah, bro, like bro, not for nothing, bro. That was a Powerhouse Crew right there. Like all y'all records was crazy. Matter of fact, you was recording a lot of stuff in my studio. Your records were crazy, bro.
Yeah, but like, you know what? Like people go through stuff and you can't want it more than some other people. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, other people have other issues, and
yes.
You have people that just play victim all the time.
Yes. Yeah, it's very difficult when you have multiple personalities in a group. Like, honestly speaking, groups are not meant to last. They're not, because you're always going to get to a point where people are going to start moving in a different direction. Like, even that's why, like, even, like, it's almost like you almost have to live with each other and, like, a family, because if he's over here with his baby moms and his situation, and he's single and he has a different mentality, and this one's doing whatever and doing drugs and over here, and this, so you're trying to put all these different personalities and all these different types of egos and thought processes, and eventually it's going to come to a head, and it's going to be a disconnect, and you're going, because like even the greatest groups have broken up. You know what I mean? And it's usually always because somebody just has a different vision, or somebody's more business minded than the other person.
Or they was broke.
Money.
Yep.
Money.
And when you the one putting up for everything, and then people want all this extra stuff, and it's like, I
got a big sigh on that.
You know what I'm saying?
I can relate, brother. Yeah, when you doing everything and other people are just riding your wave or riding your coattail, and then still not even appreciating and respectful to that. Exactly. That's definitely a problem.
Like a video, like let's say a budget for a video is $450.
Right.
Between two members, they coming up with 75 and the rest is on me. But then want to complain.
Right. Yeah, because
and play victim all the time when they can't get their way.
Yeah, when they're not producing this situation. You're not.
Yeah,
That money's not. Yeah. GK, shout out to GK though. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know how it goes, brother. I know how that situation is. So you had Team BDS, and then you got a female in there too. What was her name? With an M. Taymula. Yeah, Taymula.
She was doing her thing.
Yeah, she was doing her thing too. She was fire too. She wanted. Was she from Mass?
Yes.
Yeah, because she hit me up. And I seen she was in Pittsfield doing some stuff. And I was just like, I didn't even realize that she wasn't even from here. But yeah, she was fire. So you went from Team BDS, and then does OB Easy come in after that, or was that part of the same situation?
In a way, it was part of it. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's how I got, you know what I'm saying, affiliated with the whole Wu situation and everything. My best friend's
let's talk about that, because I mean, definitely want to hear about that, the Wu-Tang situation.
So my best friend was married to Old Dirty's godbrother.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when he seen that I was being more serious with the music, you know what I'm saying, that's when he was like, yo, listen.
I know you're talking about now, because he did a drop for me.
Yes.
He did the like he had the crazy drop. Yeah. Because when I see, as soon as you say ODB, that's when it clicked for me. Yeah. So, famous good people.
So, you know, then like just further on down the line, we just linked up with Buddha, because Menace is over there in Arizona right now. You know what I'm saying? Buddha's a little bit closer. He's in Mass, but he's closer to us, and we just went directly with him. You know what I'm saying? Under Zoo Bullies. Right. And then once we became official Zoo Bullies, you know what I'm saying, that's when we came up with the name Zoo Bosses. Because he wanted to make sure we had the Zoo in our name. So that's what it is now. Now it's Zoo Bosses. And who is Zoo Bosses? It's me, Gray Hairs, De La, Tazi, and Miss T. Yeah. So yeah, I heard the record. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get into it or not, because I'm gonna have to be dancing around all these curses in the song, but yeah, the record's fire, bro. I'm definitely. I'll get the clean version to you soon, though. Please, I've been waiting. You should know by now. Don't even send me a record unless you got a clean record. Nah, it's not true. You can send me records. Nah, that's what's up, bro. So, if you could change anything about the industry as it is right now, what would it be? I don't know. I wish they stopped dumbing the music down. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because they really like dumbing the music down. Sometimes you listen to the radio and you be like, how is this even playing? Like at all? Not heavy, but how is it even playing? Yeah, it's like what is they talking about? Like, it's okay to do drugs now, right? And they playing this for kids to listen to. Everything that wasn't cool before somehow became cool. It's okay to be a snitching. It's okay to be drug talking. It's okay. Yeah, like before it used to be like selling the drugs was the power. Now it's like, pop that perk, pop that, like everything, like, yeah. This whole record's just about that now, yeah. The culture has definitely changed. I mean, that also leads to the dumbing down of the art form, too. When you got everybody, like, that's on powerful, heavy drugs that weren't that smart to begin with, now you're making music. There's so many talented artists out there right now that should be on, but they're not getting put on because they putting on, right. You know what I'm saying, these other dudes, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's why people keep saying hip-hop is dead. It's out there, you just gotta go find it. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely need to work on a platform for like people to be able to find these artists that, you know what I'm saying, is getting pushed to the back. Because, you know what I'm saying, they got these new guys up here doing all this extra stuff. So if you were gonna give any advice to an up-and-coming artist today, what would it be? You know what I'm saying? Just keep doing you no matter what nobody say to you. Like, you know what I'm saying, you can't make everybody happy, you know what I'm saying? And don't let somebody else's opinion become your own reality. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep doing you. Because, you know, people that talk down on me or whatever, and then now, like, you see me backstage with Meth and Red and doing all this and that now, like, oh, people hitting me up like, yo, I see it on your thread. I'll be like, really? Now these dudes, I see it. Like, I reached out to you before. I know. You was silent, whatever. Yeah. Now you see these videos with me with, you know what I'm saying, with legends. People. With legends. And now it's like, yo, let's work. Right. I hit you up like 3 months ago. Right. Now it's let's work. Nah, and I'm good on that, you know what I'm saying? So let's take it a different direction. So, you know, let's talk about the Wolves. Now, you know, the Wolves, if whoever's listening and doesn't know, the Wolves was a series, upstate New York, you know, coming. Luca Sands Wolves,
And at that time there was like what Sex Money, what was it? It was a couple of other joints out. You know what I mean? Respect Life was out. There was a lot of street stuff, and Luca kind of came at a time where the streets had an appetite for that type of content. So his timing was really good. How did that come about for you?
Well, they already was shooting. I know Luca had reached out to me before about being on the show, but it didn't happen right then and there. But I want to say like maybe around the second or third season I came in, he's like, yo, I want you to play a cop, you know what I'm saying? But you're going to be a dirty cop. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Officer House was born.
Officer House.
And I remember the first day I started filming, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, he gave me my lines of what I was supposed to say. He was like, yo, call her the B word. And I'm like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want her to, you know, feel some type of way. He was like, nah, it's good. Like, it's acting, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, sometimes, you know, it's just
the
like,
natural instincts ain't to be disrespecting women.
Like, this is my first time meeting her. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how she going to take it. Like, oh, wait, well, hold up. Don't
y'all doing too much, right?
Yeah, but, you know, but as you know, my character used to talk crazy.
Yeah, he was reckless. He was reckless. That's what, and it made it very believable because you know that's what they be doing. Like, you know, when they shady and they dirty like that, they be going choking shit people and false arrests and playing. And you was playing stuff. You was doing everything, bro.
Yeah, they hated me.
Yeah,
I thought the fans didn't like. I thought it was my acting, but somebody told me, it's like, yo, if you can invoke that emotion where the fans assume like they hate you, they want you to die. It's not the acting. It's because you playing your
the character.
Part. Like you
really are believable.
They're
not really seeing you, the person. They're seeing you, the character. Like, and they're making that connection to that.
Yeah. So in the comments, I used to be like, "Wow, they hate me. They want me to die."
Right.
But then when I started running into people in the street, they used to tell me like, "Yo, you funny."
Right. Then it separates. That's when now they looking. It's just like with a reality show. When people on a reality show, you're looking at them like they're a clown. But then when they show up at your venue, everybody want their autograph. Everybody taking pictures with them. No matter how much they might have clowned themselves, no matter how much, because it's the celebrity status now. Because that's when they make the disconnect. Now it's like, oh, he's an actor. You know what I mean? But yeah, you definitely put your foot in the end of that. You know what I mean? Like, you really did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we was trying to come back, but then, you know, a lot of violence and stuff was going on in the 518. So for everybody's safety, we just like, I was going to do it, but then it's like, we had to stop it.
Yeah, because you know you had to be mindful of the climate, and maybe that's not the right energy that you wanted to be projecting or anything. But you did like how many episodes did you shoot it at? Like, you were in how many seasons?
If there was 6 seasons, I was in 4.
Okay.
Well, I think because, you know, then we revamped it.
Yeah, that was when it started getting a little crazy because you started losing context. You started losing, like, now people that was enemies is best friends in this version of it, and it threw it off a little bit. Yeah. But did anything ever come in that from an acting level? Like, did you ever try to pursue anything more than that? Because I feel like that's a lot of real for you to even shop around, like, even now.
Yep. So what happened was, I know a few people reached out to me to play cops in their videos.
Okay.
Like, I've been typecasted as a cop. Like, shout out to Pesci.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A couple of other people, you know what I'm saying, had me come, you know, act in their videos. And then I decided, you know what I'm saying, to start writing. And like I shot my own short film about domestic violence called DV, you know, and I got some other scripts that I'm working on right now too.
That's lit. Yeah, we gotta talk about that. You know what I mean? Because, you know, like, I didn't want to like overstep myself with the Wolves thing because I just felt like that was Luca's thing. But I'm definitely into like production, storyboards, you know, shoot, you know, yeah. So you already know. I want to play some of the music.
All right.
So let's get into. I'm gonna let you decide which one.
Every time you open your mouth, your freaky face rips. With a permanent grimace, kill 'em all, no witness. You got in a hush, never first roll, small business. You don't see this evil, you don't speak this evil, or you hear this evil, and the heat this give you. Most death will end you. Told you we ain't the same.